So hello, welcome back to the brand new video on FPL Mike channel, and this is the game week 1 deadline video. I'm gonna show you my lock-in game week 1 team as the deadline coming soon in about 4 hours, and I can't do the deadline live stream because I'm in a different time zone, so I'm gonna show you the locked game week 1 team for me. So in goal, still Mark Flecken and Valdemarsson double up on Brentford because I want to. The reason I go Henderson is because I want to leave the Crystal Palace spot open in case I want to get in an Anderson or a Minoz or a Eze in the future. So for the goalkeeper, I go double Brentford. As for the other Brentford players, probably going to only go for one. Is either Evan Toney or Brian Burmel. So we'll leave that. We'll leave the spot of Crystal Palace open, and I want to see a few games about how Eze play, how Matera play, how Munoz play, and other sort of stuff around Crystal Palace. So goalkeeper is a double up on Brentford. So in defense, nothing changed with Alexander Arnold and Pedro Porro, and then Tony Robinson. Trent, reason as stated before, 7 million, very cheap, I would say. At this price, he's a bargain for me. And Porro as well. I liked the attacking ability of Pedro Porro. You can see 35% of the team selected him. Pedro Porro, the ownership increased massively in recent few days because people realize how good he is. 3 goal 8 assists last season. Opening 2 fixtures are very good, especially if you want to go for aggressive game week 4 wildcard. Pedro Porro is definitely going to be in your team. As for me now, I'm planning on game week 6 wildcard. So on game week 3-4, I can just bench Porro and play others, but I probably won't because he's a premium defender. And he's going to give you attacking returns almost like, I would say, 1 in every 3 games. So it'll have to depend, but I do got nice rotation with Porro and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Again, and Tony Robinson, same reason. So attacking, more and more people started to find out this hidden gem. 4.5, he's absolutely nailed on for me. He's locked in this team. And the fourth defender, I'm not sure if I change it, but it's Lewis Hall from Newcastle. Lewis Hall seems to be that locked in left back position for Newcastle. And the centre-back pairings are more likely to be Dan Burn and Fabian Schär. And right-back still going to be Kieran Trippier since he's not leaving Newcastle. He's not leaving Newcastle. So Livramento is not going to be in consideration so much from now on. So Lewis Hall start most of the game at the end of last season and started every single preseason left-back. Almost every single preseason game left back. So 4.5, I think he's the cheapest way to sneak into that Newcastle defense, and he gives you enough attacking returns that you need for this team. So Lewis Hall is in the team, plus very, very good opening fixture. Southampton at home, Bournemouth away, Wolves away in the first 5 game weeks. A spoiler alert, I think Newcastle will do very well this season. I think they got a chance for top 4. In fact, when I say Newcastle are going to win won the Premier League this year because of no European football, and with the team, the quality they've got, I think Newcastle could do really, really good. And I do tell you, I triple up on Newcastle players in this team. And the last player I'm still struggling a little bit, which is the last 4.5 mil defender spot left. So currently I'm going with Leif Davies because of the attacking returns he could give you in that Ipswich team. He's got 18 assists in the Championship last season. But I'm still struggling whether if I want to go for him or not. Because my plan now is wildcard 6, right? And I want a team that can play in the rotation in game week 3, 4, and 5, and Leif Davies fits that. But on the other hand, Ipswich defense is not going to be that good, so I'm not expecting that much of a clean sheet. In fact, I would probably expect like 3 or 4 clean sheets throughout the whole season. So I'm not sure whether his attacking returns can match up to that. He's a bit like Alfie Doughty from Luton last year. Alfie Doughty did pretty good. I think he got 7 assists. So Leif Davies is currently in the draft. But he's not completely nailed on. I could change it to Ezri Konsa because Villa also have a pretty good fixtures from game week 3 to 5. Leicester away and 2 home games against Everton and Wolves. But I don't know about Villa defense this year because they got Champions League as well. I'm pretty sure it's going to start after the first international break or after the second. I can't remember. But Villa, I think they got so many quality players in their backline. like a lot of things could change. So I'm not sure about Ezri Konsa, although he's probably the most nailed-on player in that team. I'm still struggling to go for him. So two players I mainly struggled on in this position is Leif Davies or Nico Williams from Nottingham Forest. As you can see, I added him to my watch list. Between Aina and Nico Williams, I'm going for Nico Williams because I think he's more of the attacking side in that Forest team. But at the same time, I don't really trust the Forest defense really, because you can see 1 clean sheet in 18 starts. It shows you how poor it is. So yeah, I'm still kind of struggling between Nico Williams and Leif Davies, but for the sake of it, from game week 3 to 5, I think I'm probably going to go for Leif Davies because just a slightly better fixtures than Nico Williams. But again, Brighton away is not easy. Southampton away is not going to be easy. Two newly promoted team, you could see a 3-3 in that game. You don't know, or maybe I'll just go for the boring pick like a Mikalenko. But again, for this spot, I want a more attacking fullback for this 4.5 because I think it's just so hard to get clean sheets nowadays. And if you've got a player that got barely no attacking returns possibilities, it's just not worth it, right? Again, for Lewis Dunk, Ipswich at home and Forest at home are good. But like I said, in game week 4, I'm probably not going to play Porro because they play Arsenal. But I got Trent, who's got Forest. And I've got Lewis Hall, who's got Wolves. And I got Robinson, who's got West Ham. So I don't know. It's literally between Davies and Nico Williams, and probably Lewis Dunk as well. Or maybe I just go for the boring pick, Joachim Andersen. But in game week 3, they got Chelsea. So you never know. Rico Lewis, it is for that game week 2, but I don't think he's another. I think Carl Walker's going to come back in game week 2, so I'm not going for Rico Lewis anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know, because if I could lose Dunk, right, he's going to be in the bench for the first 3 game weeks. I think it's majorly in that game week 3 and 5, I would say. Because game week 5, they all got pretty good fixtures. It's just game week 3. I need a rotation player in game week 3. And for the sake of it, I think, right, Wolves at home, I'm going to go Nico Williams. I'm sorry, Leif Davies. I'm going to go Nico Williams instead. I don't go for Reynes because I don't think he's that much attacking as Nico Williams. Plus, I think the minutes for both of them are similar. I think it's similar for both of them, so I'm not going for Aina. Yeah, moving on to midfield. Salah didn't change, Son didn't change, and Nkunku didn't change. I moved Gordon in. I changed it to Gordon and Gordon for the same reason, because Newcastle are going to do so good, and he's just a boring pick, but he's going to get you points. I do have speculation. I do tend to speculate Eze a little bit because I'm not sure whether Palace would do as good as last year, especially as McGahey goes to Newcastle. I think that weakens defense even more. Glasner is a good coach without any disrespect, but I gotta wait and see more about Crystal Palace. And Gordon is just so consistent. He's consistent. He's probably nailed in the left wing position for Newcastle. And Southampton at home, again, great fixtures. I'm probably going to get him out in game week 6 and get him back later in game week 11 because I'm playing Wildcard 6. So yeah, Gordon for the first 5, that's definitely a very, very good first 5 fixtures for Newcastle. So I'm going for Anthony Gordon. And the last midfielder, whose percent ownership increased from 4% when I first got him now to 15%, is Diogo Jota. After the last preseason games against Sevilla, people see how good he is, especially with that rasping volley on Trent assist. That reminds me of Robin van Persie-esque. So Jota is in my team. The only concern about Jota is probably the minutes risk. But at least for the first game week, I'm pretty sure the first starting 3 is going to be Diaz, Jota, and Salah, because that's what the last preseason against Sevilla is going to look like. And Jota, if he stays fit and he performs well, there's no reason to take him off, right? So I think Jota for first 3 game week at least, I think are safe. And for 4 and 5, we're going to wait and see. So for Liverpool, it is really the first 5 fixtures. because I'm doing Wildcard 6 again. So first 5 fixtures for Liverpool are just tremendous. Ipswich away and 3 home games. That's just fantastic. They got the greatest opening fixtures among all 20 teams. So Diogo Jota is in the team, and more people finding this hidden gem as well. And moving on to the forward line, there's no change. Isak is going to be in, as always, almost 60% ownership by Isak. Newcastle is just so good. I do have the temptation to go captain Isak, but I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm a red, so I'm going for Mo Salah instead. But I do think Southampton, they could get a belter there. It could be a massive win for Newcastle. It could be a 6-0, 7-0 win, or even 8-0. So I'm not sure. So I might be punished not captaining Isak, but I think Newcastle just have the ability to create a massacre in first game week 1. Same thing with Liverpool and Spurs. I think 3 newly promoted teams are still very weak, and Isak, he's just a great option in game week 1. Solanke as well. I like Spurs. I like the move to Spurs of Solanke. He's nailed on. Ange Postecoglou is going to play him in game week 1. So him and Heung-min Son are just fantastic in their front line. And I've triple up on Spurs and Newcastle and Liverpool, which looks like a bold strategy. But for game weeks, wildcard 6, I think it's totally worth it. And the last forward is João Pedro on penalties. Should start at the start of the season. We're gonna wait and see later on how he does. If he doesn't do well, right? Like last year, I'd probably go change him to Adam Armstrong or Cameron Archer, who went to Southampton from Villa. But at least for now, João Pedro looks like the best 5.5 million forward in this game, and he could definitely make a mockery of that price tag. And that is the game week 1 deadline locked. I'm rocking with a 3-4-3. Porro, Hall, and Trent at the back. Flecken in goal. Salah, Jota, Gordon, and Son. And Solanke, João Pedro, and Isak. And then Nkunku on the bench. So that's my team. Let me know what your team is. And leave a comment down below. How do you think this team is? And is rated a 93 out of 100 on Fantasy Football Hub. And yeah, that's it. We're going to wait and see. I'll do a reaction after all games done in game week 1. And see you guys later. Hope you guys do well in game week 1. Peace.